Welcome to my Scrappin space. I'm Joni Martin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator located in Southwest Wisconsin. And I'm here today to share with you an alternate card made with the August 2024 paper pumpkin. What do you say we get my face out of the way and get creating? So if you've watched me before, you know I'm a huge fan of paper pumpkin. I love making the projects as they give us. They're well thought out, well designed. But I also love taking the pieces and making some alternate cards. So this is the fourth of 4 alternate cards I made with Time for Cake, the August 2024 paper pumpkin. So if you've made a couple of the cards and you have some pieces left over, this might be an idea you can use. From the kit, I am using this card base and one tag. And to that, I added a pecan pie mat, standard size. All the directions will be on my blog, so you can find them there. And a petal pink card base. And I took those colors from here. This is a Stampin' Up product, so they're going to tell you everything that coordinates. And it tells me here that petal pink and pecan pie are coordinating. So I knew I could use them and they would work. You could get 2 card fronts from this because I just used part of this. And again, all the numbers will be on my blog. So let's look at how easy this card is going to come together for us. So I have a standard mat, which is 4 by 5 1/4, but again, the numbers are here. And I cut this 1/4 of an inch smaller, so I cut it 3 3/4 by 5. Let's attach those 2 first. Just like that. You don't need a lot. And we're going to put it right there. Then, I'm a big fan of embossing folders. I think they're such an easy way to add interest to your card. So I grabbed the eyelet embossing folders. I felt like this shape kind of mimicked the design that's in the card. So we're going to put this in here and just emboss. And when I put it in there, I'm going to make sure that's roughly on the line that Stampin' Up provided, that my Stampin' Up logo is on top. And this uses plates 1 and 4. When I get a new embossing folder, I add the name and which plates I use. So I'm going to grab my cut and emboss machine, put down the sides. In the Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine, you're always going to use plate 1. And in this system, it has a 1 on it. And see how thick it is? That one's always going through. Then I'm going to put down my embossing folder because there's just 2 plates. So whatever you're cutting or embossing needs to go between plates. You don't want this folder or a die cut on top. And then plate 4 in this system is the solid gray one. And I'm just going to run it through. See how smoothly that goes? If yours are not running through smoothly, just stop and check. You have the right plates. Are they going through straight? You don't want to damage your plate, your folder, your die cut, and you certainly don't want to damage your machine. It's easy to stop quick and catch something. Okay. This embossing folder delivers so much. So now we've gone from this, which was kind of cute, to this. Check that out. Such a difference. This is a card that comes together quickly, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is a standard card base I'm going to fold in half. Grabbing my bone folder to give it a better fold. This is a heavily embossed piece. I'm not going to use a tape runner in here because it has a tendency when it's this heavily embossed to just kind of glide over the top. And sometimes that works, but sometimes it doesn't. And so this is a great job for the liquid glue. The multi-purpose glue will be really strong. I'm not going to get real close to the edges because when I push down to attach it, I don't want that squirting out. But I'm going to be pretty generous with it, because it's hard, you know, it's going to go in those crevices and needs to catch. There we go. And then, oh, careful, glue. Oh, look at that. Went right over the top and I didn't get glue on it. That's a good day. This is going to go here. Look how that comes together. Now at this point, it could be whatever kind of card you want it to be. I think it'd be a really pretty birthday card. You could use any kind of label in the front, a baby card. I grabbed, as I said, the tag from there. It's a nice size tag and it can have a lot on it. And this is going to be, this card itself is a thank you note for customers who placed an order last month. And hello is a great thing for an all-purpose card. I took this hello sentiment from an earlier paper pumpkin. You know, that's the thing about subscribing to paper pumpkins. It's a great way to build up your ink spots and build up your stamps. And the hello came from March of 2022, right here. So, but I bet you have other things that would work on there. Now it's a tag, so I want something to come out of there, and I'm gonna grab thread. This comes from a multi-pack in the catalog where we have lots of colors, and this is Crumb Cake, which I thought was a great neutral. And let's do probably more than I need, but I'm going to do 10 inches. And then I'm going to fold it in half again. Because this is great twine, but it doesn't have a lot of presence. Like it would look, you know, kind of, something's kind of just not enough if you just did one layer. I have 2 pieces then that are 5 inches long, and I'm folding them in half. I'm going to work with them as one piece, and I'm going to fold them in half and take that half where the half is on that loop, and I'm going to gently, gently bring it through that hole, both of them, like that. Okay, can you see that loop? Then I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to bring the tails through. This is how I attach ribbon or twine to any tag, whether it's going on a gift or on a card. And then we're just going to gently pull and it comes down. But by doing that, I don't have as much bulk as I do if I tie a knot. And as you can see, it's faster and quicker than tying a knot. Next, I'm going to attach it to the card with some dimensionals. If you haven't used dimensionals before, I have lots of partial sheets here. I'm just grabbing a partial one. You want, and of course, there we go. I'm reaching and I keep grabbing the minis. So they're like little pieces of foam that are sticky already on one side. They're great. They're going to adhere to anything. That heavily embossed surface, they'll work fine with that. And once I get them on, then I'm going to peel off the backs. The backs are just going to kind of cling to anything, and I'm sharing that with you because what you want to do is have some way on your table. Like I can't even get it off of here. It's sticking to my fingers and everything else. They're really staticky. There we go. To contain them. Otherwise, I didn't always do that, and then they would land on my clothes, on my shoes, in my car. They like to travel with you. So there we go. Then, notice I haven't trimmed this yet. When I decide where it's going on here, then I'll trim it to the length I want. So let's just pop that down. And then see this part, we don't want it to go past the card because it's going to get bent in your envelope and do everything else. So to trim, I'm grabbing, I mark 1 scissors to be used only with ribbon and twine. This little add-on was a gift from a Stampin' Up, good Stampin' Up friend. And so this, I put it on here, and remember when I go to use it, and I'm not cutting paper with it, I'm only cutting ribbon. And then what I do is just kind of pull it. Yep, just a second, guys. Here, get a better grip on it. I'm going to hold that with one hand and trim with this one. And because I only use it for ribbon, it trims beautifully. There we go. Now, I think that's cute, but I felt like it needed just a little bit of bling. So I grabbed, we're using Pecan Pie in here. That's what color ink I used and the matte. So I went with the Pecan Pie and clear ribboned adhesive back dots. These are so cute. They're just a lot to say. So let's pull some out, and I want to show you. Let's see if the camera's going to catch this. They have, well, maybe not. Maybe you're going to have to take my word for it. They have like a line running through there. Let's see if it's easier to see on the white ones. I'm not using them, but just so you can see what I'm talking about a little bit. So there's like a black line that's running through there, and it just adds another layer of interest to them. Either that or just take my word for it because they don't seem to be showing up on camera. Okay, so we're going to add some embellishments, and my rule is odd number, typically 3. And when I'm doing 3, they just want to hang out here with their other friends. There we go. I do 1 by itself, and typically closer to the sentiment, but maybe that's too many rules. Do it however you want. Again, it's your card. And then the other two are closer together, which makes into a roughly triangular shape. And that's what you want. That triangular shape is pleasing to the eye. Odd numbers are artistically more pleasing. There we go. So we have this really cute little card you could use for so many things. You could have hello on the front and happy birthday on the inside, wishing you a speedy recovery, thinking of you, a great card, or just a little note card to let people know what's going on in your life. So for the inside, I have a standard white card mat, and I have a piece of scrap left over from that card front that I cut. And I'm going to attach it to the top of that. I just feel like your card is a little more finished if on the inside of your card, you can tell it coordinates with the outside of your card. Like you just didn't add some random thing there, that's what was meant to be in there. And so I have a thin line of glue, a 1/2 inch strip. I'm just going to let that set up. And then we're just going to trim like that. And like that. Grab our tape runner. And our card is done. It's a great use if you have some pieces left from this kit. It's the August 2024 kit. I was going to show you. There are envelopes in here. Like I could put it in that envelope, but I think I'm sending it in this one because this design mimics the design on the front. Or you could use, if you're using your envelopes for something else, you could send in a standard white envelope. But there you go, another alternate use for the pieces in your August 2024 paper pumpkin kit. Thanks for watching me. I appreciate it more than you know. If you liked what you saw, please share it with your crafty friends. And until next time, take care and keep crafting. It's good for you.